Can't go shoot a school up. You can go buy a gun.
I can go shoot a school up.
I mean, technically, you could go run someone over too.
Yeah.
Like all that.
I could do that. I could do all that if I wanted to.
But we choose not to.
Well, you don't have to be an adult. The kids do it all the time. You could see it.
Oh my God.
Another pod.
Starts blowing my mind.
Are you insane?
You really are crazy.
My foot has gone crazy.
We the Breast Podcast.
What's up, guys?
I'm Erika.
And I'm Amanda.
And you're listening to Insanity Fair.
Y'all gonna jump on my Christmas album?
I'm going to do a song on it. I'm going to do Christmas. Baby, please come home.
On my Christmas album?
Christmas.
He's making a Christmas album.
You're making a Christmas album? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Instead of doing like a, you do Christmas cards. You know, a lot of people do Christmas cards.
Yeah, we're going to do a Christmas album.
Mhm.
Dude, that's awesome. Do you love Christmas
He
music?
loves Christmas music. He starts playing it before Thanksgiving, bro.
Yes.
It's the best part of Christmas, in my opinion. It's
Yes.
like,
There's still some songs that I'm just like, they annoy me, but
Yeah.
for the most part, I enjoy it now.
Yeah, I like most of them. Even like, I don't get too annoyed with Christmas music in the sense of like Alvin and the Chipmunks. That's borderlining it.
No.
That's
I'm just
borderlining.
like,
I can listen to
that
it maybe
shit's
once.
Trash. I can listen to it none. Like never, ever again.
Like specifically, I don't even know the name of Christmas songs, to be honest, but the one that's like, Christmas time is here, time for cheer. I don't know it, but
No. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about, but I'm saying stop. Because you're
I'm
gonna
not singing it like them.
Because, well, I hear it in my head like that. You know, you're saying it.
Yeah, so you're already like, ugh. But I look forward to hearing it every year. Like I always tell people, don't start playing Christmas music unless you're ready for Christmas music. Because once you start, I don't stop.
You're like, I'm going to be singing it. And you get shit stuck in your head. So.
Oh, yeah. So I'll be singing the same song over and over and over.
Shut the fuck up. Play the thing, babe. Play the thing.
Shut up, bitch.
That's how people feel. And I'm just like, nope. Mm-mm.
You're like,
This is your fault. I told you not to start.
Warned you.
If you want a different song, play another song, let it get stuck in my head, then I'll play that one over and over. Just the chorus.
Just the parts I know.
Just the parts I know.
I mean, Christmas is slowly getting better for me. You know, we've talked about it a little bit on our first episode. Like, I just get kind of sad because of the way things used to be. But now I go with my mom and, you know, I love that part of my family. My brothers, they're all very wholesome and always play tons of games and talk shit to each other. So
Yeah.
it's getting better, but it's like, I feel like I'm never going to have that full Christmas experience again. Like, I love spending time with them, but it's like I spend time with them all the time like that. You know what I mean?
I see.
So it's not
like super special in a sense.
It's not like I'm not enjoying it. Obviously, I go down
Yeah.
all the time. I love being around them. But I just feel like I'm never going to have like that magical Christmas ever again.
That's so sad.
Yeah, that sounds so depressing. See, he's been playing this stupid shit all week for me. All week. Fucking German bitch crying.
But my dad used to always get us like the coolest weird gifts in a sense.
Yeah.
And so like for the longest time we would have like these scooters too where it had like 2 wheels in the front, 2 wheels in the back, and like you had to like instead of turning the handle and leaning, you would, I don't know, it was weird, like you would move it side to side in order to turn.
Huh.
Like he always
I don't
got the
think I've ever seen
weirdest
those.
scooters and like the weirdest toys and everything.
Got it at the flea market.
Dude, I know.
At the,
Like,
what's
that's
it?
cool.
Yeah, what's it called?
the Bronco.
The swap.
Yeah, the swap
Swap
meet.
meet.
The swap meet.
Those are swap meet scooters.
For sure.
Shouts to the Borregos. They're just a very loving family, you know,
Yeah.
like, and like no matter what, they're always gonna accept you. Like Marcus and I were like broken up at a point, and he would still go and hang out with them.
There it is.
He would still go and hang out with them, and he would go party with them, and I wouldn't
Oh
even
my
be there. It was so
gosh.
annoying, you know. But
Like,
they
can you stop?
They would never judge, you know.
That's
and
real good.
Like we would go on Christmas, and they know how to throw it down in the kitchen, so they make some really good food, and it's just good times with that family. It's just like crazy fun, like non-judgmental, and it's just I've not had anything like that in a very long time.
That's awesome.
Big family too on that side, so
I love that though.
yeah,
It's real nice whenever you have that type of family dynamic where, I don't know, everyone's just real cool with each other and it's not like totally weird or anything like that.
Yeah, and it's like it's that type of vibe where no matter how much time has passed by,
It's like you pick it up right where it
you
was.
still get together, and it's like nothing's changed.
Yeah.
But a lot of people moved away, so like my cousins and stuff, and they're like, I guess they would be my second or third cousins, but I've always been really close to them. Excuse me. They moved away, so they're not there anymore. You know, a couple of my like everyone's all spread out. People fucking dying and shit now, so
it happens. No,
it's falling apart, man. Like,
yeah. Something I love that Nick's family does is a scavenger hunt every year. And so they start off with one riddle. And based off of that riddle, you're like, okay, where would this be? And let's say the next clue is in the teapot. So now you go to the teapot and you're like, oh, I found it. So everyone reads it together, goes and finds the next clue all the way until you find your gifts.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Who organizes that?
Now it's Nick's dad, but originally it was his grandma. Yeah, that's always been super fun though.
So I see you guys are wearing some band graphic tees. Man, got the Nirvana. I didn't know you guys were into classic rock.
Well, I feel like the vibe today is like we're like kind of metal,
Rock,
emo, grunge, you know. And I feel like I'm like some hoop earrings and eyeliner away from just looking like a fucking chola.
That's probably so.
Yeah.
You had your hair down too?
If I had my hair down straight, you know.
Button that top button on there.
Hoop earrings, like it's like we're versatile.
You hold it like that? Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're versatile. We can change up real quick. See, I can go like hang out with my rock buddies and then go down to the lower valley, hang out with my peeps.
Orale. West side.
Yeah. Put the button up.
Yeah.
I'm ready for everything.
Whatever you need, we're here for it.
I can do some rock climbing in this too. Take this
look at
flannel
that
off.
traction down.
Yeah,
there.
like I can go hiking in this. Very versatile outfit.
It's crazy to think that like grunge bands like Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, that they would be considered classic rock bands now.
Yeah.
If you turn on like a classic rock radio station, they're gonna be playing music like that.
Isn't that crazy how
That is crazy.
rock that was considered like hardcore back then is now just a little bit softer in a sense because of what now is considered like metal or...
What do you mean?
Like, for example, we're going to be saying like Five Finger Death Punch. There's a lot of songs that they have now that is a lot harder than, let's say, Kiss.
Bro, I did not know that. So I got that song stuck in my head. The I was made for loving you, baby. I didn't know Kiss sang that song. And I was like, I know how Kiss looks like, right?
Yeah.
They look metal as fuck.
Yeah.
They look hardcore. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. They sing this song. I thought it was just like one of those like one-off things.
Yeah.
And shit. But like listening to some of their other songs, I was like, this doesn't
sound... A lot of them are
sound...
pretty soft.
I was like, this doesn't sound metal at all. So you have like these motherfuckers singing, I was made for... And with the tongue. You were made for... Like, it's like, make it make sense. It's like, I wouldn't... Like, I thought that was so funny to me. And like, my mind was fucking blown. Like, I couldn't wrap my head around it. Like,
they're showing up to concerts looking like that.
Yeah, they're singing like disco type music. It's like if I were to sing opera and dress up in like hip hop attire, like baggy clothes, wear the chain, the grill, and I'm just like, oh.
Dude, did you ever see on I think it's America's Got Talent, there was a guy that showed up like in full like emo type outfit, and they're expecting him to like sing that type of song because he said he was going to be singing. His voice was beautiful, but it was opera.
Damn. See, that's like that Kiss shit.
Yeah.
Like, I guess they just like the look, you know? Like, maybe they're just like, you know, we like the metal look, but we like disco.
But we like disco.
Yeah, we
That's
love
their
disco.
soul.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. It really blew me away. I was just like, huh. all my life I thought they were like like having seizures and shit, like fucking the demons in them, like
Well, a lot of their songs do have that like hard metal feel to it, though. Too. I couldn't name one right now off the top of my head because I don't know the name of songs, but a few of their songs do have that metal feel.
a few,
But
most of them don't.
Not the ones I think got super popular. Yeah.
Yeah, they had like a Detroit Rock City,
Mm-hmm.
How's that one go?
which is it's like a lot of guitar, like but I think it still it's like maybe like closer to like AC/DC is like that kind of sound.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the band did start in the 70s, so they did have that like disco influence.
Yeah.
Initially, and I think maybe later in their careers, then they started to come out with a little bit more heavy
Can I play it?
distortion.
Yeah, play it. Okay. I've heard that one before.
That has more of a feel.
Yeah, I just didn't know them well enough. Like, I've definitely heard all those songs, but I didn't know it was them,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. Definitely.
So it's like when I got that song stuck in my head, I'm like, who sings that?
you
know?
look it up and
Like,
it's them.
I'm like, I just
Like,
see the.
hold on a second.
Yeah, I was like, hold up.
I was expecting perms.
Yeah, could you imagine like getting ready, like painting full face, freaking chains everywhere, spikes, and then show up and you're like just singing some disco ass shit.
Was made.
You were made.
That's great.
Yeah, I thought that was really hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
You got to find it like a Kiss, like a live performance or something like that, and then just like dub it over with something that's of the same like beats per minute.
Yeah.
See how it lines up,
Yeah, you seen those videos where it's like when the music doesn't match
The look.
the look. That's them all the time. That was them all the time. The music just wasn't matching.
Yeah.
They started the trend.
They had a passion for something else, and I think they meant to be more hardcore and metal, but
Yeah.
of course they're like, you know what, this would be a great song. Let's go ahead and run with this because it sounds good,
Or it's like
But they already had their look.
it's like they were like undercover disco love. Well, I guess not really undercover because they made songs like that. But
yeah.
have you ever? I was watching Hot Ones the other day, and I
Oh, I
saw
love Hot Ones.
Justin Timberlake's episode, and he talks about how Marilyn Manson had approached him, and like I think he had complimented his album and said it was like a genius album and shit.
Really?
And he's like, "But don't tell anybody I told you that."
ooh,
Like, cause it's just like hardcore, like, but he was just like this undercover, like pop lover. And I'm just like, bro, you're not that slick. Cause like you covered Sweet Dreams.
he made it sound good.
He did
dude.
make it sound good. And what was the other one that I think he covered Tainted Love too.
Yeah, he did.
So it's like, you're not that slick, bro. I think everybody knows you probably like pop if you're covering these songs. Cause
just because you made it a little bit harder.
yeah,
you would have
listened
to it.
you would have had to listen to it and like it to be like,
I could do that.
yeah, like I love this song.
I can
you
change
know?
this.
I just love pop. He comes out and he's just like,
He has a Justin Timberlake poster in his room.
poster. But he felt like he couldn't, be himself.
Back when he was
I
NSYNC too.
guess, yeah. With the permed out here. That's how I think Kiss would look, like more like NSYNC than.
Dude,
than how
could you
they look.
imagine if Kiss ever showed up to a concert without the makeup and everything? People would be like, who is this?
Yeah, I don't even know
come
how
here
they.
for
I don't
this.
even know how they look like.
I just know Gene Simmons, what he looks like. He used to have a show. That's why.
I think I saw a few episodes of that.
Mm-hmm.
What was it called? I'm pretty sure it had his
The
name
Family
in it.
Jewels, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the
It was
Family Jewels. Yeah, because my mom used to watch a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
If he stuck the tongue out, then I'd be like, it's him.
Yeah.
You
You're like,
know?
oh, wait, that is him.
Yeah, he has a freaky tongue.
I think
What'd
he
that
even,
tongue do, though?
I think he even cut that bottom part of his tongue to make it longer.
Oh my God. Like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, that.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's hardcore.
That's hardcore. I know, right?
But he's
dedication.
But still showing up and performing, I was made for loving you.
Then he sticks the tongue out right there. That's why he was made for loving you.
Yeah.
Gene Simmons once admitted to having over 5,000 sexual partners.
Oh my God. How did he not get HIV?
You know what I'm saying?
He must have
No
been a
glove,
dirty
no love.
baby. Must have been a dirty baby.
I don't think they had invented it at that point, HIV.
Oh, they didn't. It wasn't out yet. It didn't drop.
5,000.
That was that unreleased shit, you know?
That's
It
right.
was-
That's I think an exaggeration.
Is that a red flag or a beige flag?
I don't
The
know
test
though,
results,
because
though.
I don't know. Like, it's like I would like to say that's an exaggeration, but if it were true, I wouldn't be that surprised.
Well, he is a rock star, I guess.
Like they
it's-
travel constantly, like all
Mhm.
the
They got groupies and
yeah, like
people
have
just
so
willing.
many people. Like, and you got to think like there could be like one sexual experience where you're just like in this giant like orgy. You know,
True.
that's like
A
you're like in
lot.
an orgy with like
Well, there's 20.
yeah, like all right, put 20 on my count. But I'm just like, how do you come up with that value? Like you're just like, okay, 1, 2, 3. I think about 5,000.
Yeah.
I think about 5,000 partners. That
He's
sounds
like,
about
oh,
right.
Remember that one time it was like 100?
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, so if you put that
So,
all
like,
together,
5,500 approximately, you know, give or take, maybe 100 or
yeah.
so.
He's on give or take 2 or 3.
Is he counting using what's that counter called?
The abacus.
Yeah, he's like
He's an abacus. That would be
about
funny.
5,000.
About 5,000. Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
He pulls out his calculator. You carry the one, and
He like does like this complex like formula on the whiteboard.
at the end 5,000, circle it.
Yeah. Approximately, so it has to do the little
Little
squigglies. Approximately 5,000.
You know,
That's
you know what J. Cole says. You know, you got to multiply by 3 too. So
Oh yeah, she said it's like in a song. She says that she only had 2 or 3, 4 or 5.
I gotta multiply by 3.
Yeah. So
15,000?
15,000?
damn.
Or maybe that he already multiplied by 3.
Yeah, he already
like,
did
yeah,
that.
He's like, no, it's about, but J. Cole says you got to multiply by 3. So
So don't forget
5,000.
5,000.
Yeah, Gene Simmons. He seems like a big J. Cole guy. J. Cole fan.
That's a poster on his wall.
yeah.
Forest Hills Drive.
That's funny.
So your little cousin's got the burner phone.
Oh my God, dude. So I spent time with my family right over the holidays. So this is a cousin who's on my mom's side.
Yeah.
This is a cousin who's on my mom's side.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to her and stuff, and her parents are super, super strict. So like she constantly gets her phone taken away because they don't want her on social media and stuff. Like
has she
they're
been like
just-
getting trouble on social media? Like,
no, she's not. Like her parents are just
Strict.
super uptight. They watch watch these horrifying videos about like the dangers of the internet and shit. They're boomers. They're fucking boomers. Fuck. And she is a freshman in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Very good girl, good grades. You know, doesn't get into any trouble. But yeah, they have a lot of restrictions on her and constantly getting the phone taken away. So I was asking her, I was like, oh, your parents still really strict with your social media stuff? And she's like, yeah, you know, we don't have our phones all the time. Hey,
That one wasn't you.
is that good? Is that good?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. Damn it, Pablo. Okay. We good, Pablo? Does that sound okay? She's like, yeah, you know, we still get our phones taken away, but I have an extra one, so I just connect it to the Wi-Fi. And I'm like, what the fuck? You have a burner phone?
How did she even get it?
I guess they got new phones and she kept the old one, so they connect that one to the Wi-Fi. So my little cousin she has 2 phones. You know, I was like, damn. I was like, what else you be doing on that phone? You know, you got the plug on there. You know, because I could really use some stuff right now.
Yeah, I need the
But
drugs.
yeah, she has a burner phone, dude, and she's just like talking about. She's like, yeah, you know, so we just use that and stuff. And I'm like, oh well, don't be.
So it's a group effort.
Yeah, she has a brother.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, you bet you be buying drugs on that shit too. Like I'm just joking with her and stuff. She's like, no, but there are some girls in my class that are really bad. They do marijuana. Or they do weed, I think she said.
Oh.
They do weed.
They do
I'm like,
weed.
what do they do? What?
What do they do with it? They do it.
I was like, I wouldn't know, you know, what's that?
Yeah.
So she's like just very like innocent and shit. But I was just like, I was like, damn, the little cousin got the burner though. You know what I need to do? She goes to private school. I need to go hit up that private school and come with a bunch of phones and find all the kids who have strict ass parents and sell these burner phones to these little rich ass kids.
Dude, you're going to be like that guy with the watches when he opens up his jacket. Hey, kid. Hey, you looking for a burner phone?
For real. I was like, it could be a really good side hustle, you know? Like, I'm like, you got access to your Wi-Fi? Burner phone.
And it's a private school, so you know they got.
Oh yeah, they got the money, you know. So it's gonna be my new side hustle. I'm gonna sell burners to little rich kids in high school and middle school. As long as you pay, I don't care who it is, you know.
Oh my gosh, how would they pay though? Do you do they get cash? Like, do parents give their kids cash to go to school?
I would assume so. Well, I know a lot of them have like even like bank accounts because they have like those like child accounts. I was like, Venmo that shit to me. I don't care. I take cash, PayPal, Apple Pay, Zelle, anything, you know,
just work it out.
But money first. Like, you're not getting this burner phone until I get the money. Yep. I'll be rolling up if they don't pay me, fucking beating the shit out of these kids. With a bat. Where's my money? Hey, get back here. I promise I'm good for it. I'll pay you. Kicking the shit out of them.
The kid coming up to you. Come on, man. I really need it. Come on, man.
We'll just hire your two cousins as goons, your other cousins.
Yeah. They're in the school.
Yeah, I was like, I got eyes on you. Whatever. I'm like, all those kids are probably like way bigger than me. I'd run up on them. They probably kick my ass. Like my cousins, like some of my other little cousins on my dad's side. Well, you've met them, Genevieve and Gia.
Yeah,
they're both bigger than me. Both bigger than me and more athletic than me. They do a lot of jujitsu with my Uncle Jesse.
Well, hire them for the bodyguard.
For real. I was like,
all they gotta do is show up.
Yeah. And like, I'm pretty sure that they can kick my ass. Like, I'm confident. Like, well, if we were like going toe to toe, if it was like some boxing, maybe not, because I'm not that weak. I'm not a weak person. But if it goes to the floor,
oh, it's over.
They're turning me into a fucking pretzel, bro. Like, these girls are not. They're not playing around.
Yeah.
Like my Uncle Jesse, he's like won the bronze in worlds for jiu-jitsu. So,
jeez Louise.
Her uncle ran down a dude who was stealing mail out of their mailbox.
I thought you said mayo.
Mayo.
I was like, what? Hey,
it's my mayonnaise.
I need to make a sandwich.
Now you see the way these girls fight each other. It's ruthless.
Bro. Yeah, the way that they fight, like, just the things that they say to each other, first of all.
Really?
And then the way that they fight, like, they throw down. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, you know? Like, these are like little preteens, like, fucking, like, fist fighting each other, twisting each other up with their jujitsu moves. I'm just like...
You're like, I can't stop it because I'm going to get hurt.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not trying to hurt myself, you know, trying to get in the
yelling
middle
at
of
him,
this.
Hey, stop!
Like, I'm just like, you do you.
You record them.
I have recorded them before fighting with each other.
Really?
Not like physically fighting, but like I'll show you the video later. It's like they say the most horrific things to each other. They're just you know, going back and forth. Oh, well, at least I'm not this. At least I'm not that. And then one will say, yeah, whatever, with that mustache. Like, they're just fucking ruthless. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Take it back.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm done having kids.
Interesting.
And I also believe in my right to choose. So I'm not having no more kids.
That's the only way Amanda would take out one of those two girls is in the womb. The little abortion joke. Okay.
Well, why would they be in my womb?
That is strange, you know. But you know, your family.
Yeah,
quit while you're behind.
Yeah, we're gonna cut that out. We're gonna cut that one out. But what I would do, you know, everybody knows I ain't got no titty, you know. So I'm just like, what if hear me out? What if I get pregnant? You know, first of all, I don't want to work out anymore. I'm so over it. I'm like hurt right now too. I'm like, why can't I just be pregnant? So everybody's just like, oh my God, you're so cute and I can eat whatever the fuck I want. My titties will get big and then just yeet that baby. And I keep the titties.
Don't the tits go back?
I'll just pump.
I'll just keep on going.
I'll just keep pumping. And then I'm going to sell that shit.
Dude, did you know bodybuilders will buy it?
Yeah, I'm going to sell that shit. And then I'm going to have a nice little side hustle.
Because there's apparently like so much protein and like it's so good for you. And so bodybuilders will buy your breast milk.
See, there you go. Like, I'm going to have the burner phone business. I'm going to have the breast milk business. Like, I'm going to be set for like retirement. I'm going to quit my job.
That's it. That's the key.
I feel like it could work.
You're going to open the jacket for the burner phones and you're like, your boobs leaking.
The phones are going to be all broken and shit. You know, like this one has water damage.
It's milk damage.
I don't have warranty. Sorry.
Sorry.
You figure that out.
Yeah, that's a you problem.
You know, they just had some news. They've been working on some studies since like 2016 that on cockroaches and how there's a certain species of cockroach that we might be able to milk and begin serving. I know they've been looking at a lot of bugs, like a lot of bug proteins, and this cockroach milk is apparently more protein rich and amino acid rich than like buffalo milk, which has more protein and amino acids.
I didn't even know people milked buffaloes.
Yeah.
Where are the buffalo? When's the last time you seen a buffalo?
TV. A Western.
They're not real.
Yeah.
I don't think
a
they
museum.
exist. Yeah.
I thought they extinct with mammoths. No.
Yeah, where the buffalo at? I've never been on a car ride and been like, look at the buffalo.
We're in the wrong state. That's why.
Yeah.
I think it's like in the north, no?
But they just have like buffalo farms.
I'm gonna do a little bit more research on that, but I think there's no more buffalo, right?
There's no more buffalo?
Really?
I think it's bison. I think that people think of when they think of buffalo. I think buffalo got over like hunted and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like
Of course they did.
Like the Manifest Destiny era, the plains.
Where were they from though?
I think they lived in the plains, like Central America.
Central.
North America, like Central.
You
North
know
America.
I'm not good at geography.
If you named a state, I wouldn't know where the state was.
Up north and around the way, you know. We gotta get. Where's Kansas located, babe?
Like where Dorothy's from?
Mm-hmm.
Is it on the right side of the country?
Sure.
Right there. Right there.
We'll just put them. We'll just have you. We'll put a little graphic
yeah,
of
but
her
just
putting
like
Kansas where it belongs.
put Kansas exactly where my hand is. I couldn't tell
Here
you.
it is.
I'm just like, I promise I'm not a dumb person. Like
I know that makes it sound stupid. But
yeah, like
I'm
I
not.
told him that if you ever want to make me look stupid publicly, you do some geography shit because that's where I'm clueless. Always passed it, always had an A in geography, but it just never.
Because that's the subject that took
stuck.
studying for me. I had to study for geography.
I mean, it was pretty easy for me to memorize in the
Mhm.
moment, so I didn't really have to study that much, but it
Mhm.
just didn't stick.
Yeah, I didn't care
So
much
it's
for
like
it.
I'm excellent at math. I'm
Mhm.
really good at science.
Mhm.
I'm pretty good at English too. Like
Mhm.
I can write the shit out of an essay. It's not my favorite subject, but am
You
I
can do
good at
it.
it?
Yeah.
I'm good at it. Geography,
No.
have me fill out a map. If gunpoint, they're like, fill out this fucking map right now.
I'd be like, just shoot me now because I can't do it.
Just give me the gun, bro. Like,
Yeah, I'll do it myself.
I'll shoot myself because there's no hope for me. I'm like, I know where Florida is.
That's good.
I know
That's
where
a start.
California is.
Uh-huh.
Of course, I know where Texas is, Louisiana,
Hawaii, Alaska.
Oklahoma. I don't even know where Puerto Rico is. Like, I know it's in the water
It's
somewhere on
right
the
there.
right side.
It's like
Is it on
right
the
here.
right side? No, Cuba's on the right side, like close to Florida. I only know that because a lot of people try and leave Cuba and they end up in Florida.
That's true.
That's the only reason I know that.
That's good.
Because I watch drug documentaries. That's the only reason I know that. But I think that's all I know. Well, I know where Arizona is.
Nebraska.
No, I don't know where the fuck that is.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, yeah, because that's on top of us.
I was worried.
Arizona, New Mexico.
So it's Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. Is Nevada above that?
Somewhere above there. I don't know, like.
And then
I know it's next to California. Nevada, isn't it?
is it?
Isn't
I don't
it?
know. This is bad.
I don't know what's on the top left. Is that Oregon or Washington State?
I believe that New Mexico and Colorado are adjacent to each other. So Colorado, I think, is to the left.
I don't even know what
Mexico.
adjacent means. I'm just kidding. I do know what that means.
What's on top of Arizona?
See, he doesn't know either.
Look
He's
at it.
looking it up.
It's Utah.
Oh,
Utah.
Utah.
It's the,
I would have guessed that Utah was on the
Washington,
other
I think,
side.
though, is on the top left. Isn't
That's
it?
on the top left.
Yeah.
Okay, I was guessing either that or Oregon.
And then
and
is it
Oregon's
Montana next to it?
I don't know where.
wrong?
I forgot Montana was a state.
Idaho.
Oh,
I
I'm sorry,
forgot
what?
Montana was
Technically,
a
it's Idaho next to Washington.
you're what?
Oh my gosh!
state.
Stop. Yeah, being an adult is just admitting that you don't know your states and cities, even though you you spent at least 12 years going to school.
Seriously, like
learning
how
that
like
shit.
they could have been trying to force more useful shit down our throats. Instead, they're like, "What's the capital of this?" I don't know my capitals either.
I wish I knew how to fill out like a W-4 before I had to start working and like things
Yeah,
like that. It's
seriously,
like-
those
they
forms
just
are
give it to you.
confusing.
and they're like, yeah, you're gonna have to fill this out. And I'm like, what? Like I felt
Uh.
dumb whenever I first started working, and I was like, well,
Like, who does this?
fill this out, like all of it. I'm like, well, you don't have to fill out this part if you're da 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 da, or this part if da da. It's like, okay, then tell me that.
Yeah,
Like, can you please help me?
they're just like, "Good luck.
yeah,
Here you go." Yeah, no, like we definitely could have used that kind of information, like because I obviously don't even know capitals or anything. But I feel if it's like it's something like that you're learning like that is actually, I feel like that's way more
Applicable?
meaningful because it's like math and stuff always stuck to me because it made sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like learning geography. I'm like, I don't know why I'm learning this. It's just it was more mindless to me.
Mm-hmm.
Than anything. So I feel like if we learned that kind of stuff, it probably would have stuck a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it's like, isn't the government responsible for all of the curriculum? Like the state government?
Yeah, that's why in Texas, like they have a whole, like you have to learn like
Texas
Texas
history.
history. That's interesting, huh?
So why wouldn't the state government want us to know how to fill out their forms?
The same reason why their website, even now, is still based out of like 1972, if the internet existed.
Yeah, their websites are definitely super wonky. I'm just like, can we just hire like one coding guy to just, you ain't got Wix? Make a Wix website. It'd be way better
Yeah.
than this bullshit that you put together. That's like
We've
on
evolved.
it's like one server. They only have like one server. It goes down, like we're all fucked.
When did the internet start?
I want to say that it was the 90s,
Yeah.
but the military was using a version of that like
Beforehand,
during
right?
the
Yeah.
80s and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
That's usually how it goes.
Did
Damn,
y'all
it's-
know Google was invented in 98? So we're all older than Google.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy to think. And it's like, especially you talk about shit like that with these like newer generations because
oh my gosh, you're old.
yeah, it's just that technology has grown so exponentially.
Oh my gosh.
So it's different growing the way that we grew up than how our grandparents grew up. Like
Mhm.
making these milestones happen quicker during
Mhm.
our generation than it did in previous generation. So it seems like, we're more ancient than we actually are. You know, you talk to
Yeah.
kids and you're like, yeah, did you know we had to wait for our shows to come on and we just couldn't watch them on demand? They're like, what?
Yeah, we had
That's
to
so
wake up at
weird.
5 in the morning to know if school was canceled.
Did
Watch
you
it on
yeah.
TV.
Watching all the schools, like
Yeah.
name all the schools. The little like graphic was sliding by.
Yep,
You're like trying to
you'd
read
see
fast.
it.
Like you're just like,
You're like,
oh, is that it?
"Yeah!"
No, that's not it. That's not it. Yeah, until you find your school and like not having internet on your cell phone. Like
Mhm.
even when it did first come out, it wasn't very intuitive.
And you had to pay for it.
Yeah, you had to
like,
pay extra
every minute that you would use it or
Yeah.
something like that. It was
It
expensive.
just it wasn't worth it.
No.
And it's like now it's you have to have separate devices for
Mhm.
you have to have your camera, your phone,
A
and-
beeper.
Yeah, some
Our
people
parents.
had beepers and what else? Oh, and like a
Calculator.
music player, calculator. Well, the phones already had calculators on
True.
them.
At least they had games. They had Snake.
Yeah, they had the like very basic games.
Yeah.
But we didn't have like all this shit. And like even talking to Aaliyah, my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
who is 10 years old, she doesn't understand it. She's like, every time I tell her shit like this, she thinks I'm joking.
He's like,
She's
yeah,
like, oh,
okay.
Mom, you're so funny. And I'm just like, I'm not joking. She's like, what? That's crazy. Like she can't wrap her mind around it because we have so much at our fingertips now that we never did growing up.
I remember when touchscreen phones first came out, like, I mean, it was a huge thing, but also at the same time, I didn't want to switch over because I was so worried about how delicate they were. I mean, you would drop that thing, cracked,
the first
broken.
iPhone.
Oh my gosh. I mean, now, I've dropped this phone who knows how many times. And it's like, I'm still here.
It's like, I remember dropping one of the first iPhones, like, I kid you not, literally like 3 inches from the ground, like right here.
And it cracked.
Because I was like squatting down, like doing something else. I was picking something up and it literally just fell from this distance and it cracked.
Oh my
I'm just
gosh.
like, what the fuck?
And I used to love too with flip phones how you could just slam that phone closed whenever you're mad and like throw it on the bed like all dramatically. At least that was me.
Yeah, like with the iPhone, you're like, oh, fuck, it didn't hang up. Like, you can double click, but it's just not.
Remember those commercials too? Can you hear me now?
Vaguely. It's like, I feel like there's a memory being unlocked right now.
Yeah, and remember there was they would call it like a phone prison or like, I don't know what it was called, but there would be a guy in like a jail cell. And he's like, can you hear me now? He's like, like it's a bad area, so you can't hear me. Like, can you hear me now? And he would like move different places. How about now? Can you hear me now?
I can't fully remember it. No. Like, I feel like I'm trying to form a picture in my head. Like, it sounds so familiar, but I just can't like grab that memory.
Yeah.
I'm having a error right now. We're buffering.
Yeah. It's like
my brain is buffering.
God, I can't remember. Was it Sprint? Was it a Sprint commercial?
I think it might have been Sprint.
Or was it Verizon?
Oh.
Because I know he switched teams. Like he went from, but I don't know what.
I don't even know. But also phones, the flip phones used to have like antennas that you could pull out for like better signal.
Yeah. How lame.
I know.
It was for Verizon.
It was for Verizon.
It was a series of commercials from like the early 2000s to like like 2022. I'm sorry, 2002 to like 2011. Then he switched over to T-Mobile, and it's like, damn, this dude was made for
phone
cell phone commercials. You guys remember JJ the King of Beepers? The JJ King of Beepers commercials?
No.
They used to come on like on the radio and stuff like that when I was a kid.
Why are you talking?
Yeah, sorry.
Know your place. Go back in your box.
Let me see.
I feel like commercials for a long time, like in the past few years, were not the same. Like, I feel like commercials went so hard when we were growing up and they declined. I feel like they're coming back a little bit. Have you seen the Mean Girls promo that they came out with for Walmart?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, it was like they're all grown up now and like they have their kids going to, it was like a Walmart commercial, but they did the Mean Girls shit. And then they just did a Home Alone with the guy who, what's his name? You can talk now.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, he did a Home Alone commercial for Google. Like, he's all grown up and he's like, okay, Google, do this, like turn on this, like basically.
Oh, you know what? I did see that one. I did see that one.
So I feel like they're making a comeback now. I think it's because it's all of us who are working in these industries. We're
it's
like,
nostalgic.
Let's bring commercials back, you know, like all of our generation.
But it's all the shit that we grew up with, you know. It's not even new necessarily, and I feel like maybe that's why also with movies they're doing a lot of like remakes.
Yeah,
trying to kind of ruining it.
I mean, I think it ruins it for us, but it does keep it alive for newer generations.
Yeah.
And it does open the door for the newer generations to be like, oh, well, this is the original movie. And they'll maybe watch the original and appreciate
keep them invested in it.
Appreciate that one. It's just, I don't know. It's just so weird nowadays. I was watching American Horror Story with Leilani, the hotel one, because that's like my favorite one because there's Lady Gaga in it.
Of course.
And every time we were like, a clip would come on or something that she would recognize, she's like, oh, that's a TikTok sound. Oh, I didn't know this was from here. Oh, that's a TikTok sound. I was like, that's so annoying. I was like, this is what it's just been watered down to, a TikTok sound, this piece of art. Like, even with, I was showing her Scream Queens. I don't know if you've ever watched it.
I haven't watched it, but I know of it.
Emma Roberts. It's pretty good. You know, it's like if Mean Girls was like a slasher horror film. So I like it. I think it's entertaining. And with that too, she's like, "Oh, that's a TikTok sound," and I'm just like,
gosh. What I do wonder though is like all these people that create like these infamous TikTok sounds where it's like, ooh, that would be a good TikTok sound. It's like, how do you do it?
Yeah, we need to just like start making all these sounds from shit that we watched. And like we just have you heard that TikTok sound where it's like, "I'm married"?
No.
Yeah, we saw that movie. It's in your movie though. I forgot what it's called. It's actually pretty good. It's like about this like murderous like girl and just like loses it.
Ooh, that sounds like my kind of movie.
It's called Pearl.
What's it on?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Ooh.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty interesting. I liked it.
Up.
So I know you mentioned they're making a lot of remakes, but have you ever watched a remake and you're like, this is better than the first one. This one's better than the original.
Well, I've watched remakes that I liked so much that I just never watched the original. Like, I watched A Star Is Born, the one with Lady Gaga, and apparently they remade that like twice,
4 times,
or something. Yeah, probably that many times.
I've never seen any of the other.
Yeah, I've never seen any of the other ones, but
love the one with Lady Gaga.
I like the one with Lady Gaga, so I just don't feel like I'm inclined to.
There's a few movies I feel like that came out like that, and I don't think a lot of people know they were remakes.
Yeah,
like Point Break. I think it's about a bank robbery. I don't even know really what it's about, but I know we watched it. And
I think The Thing too. Also,
The Thing.
The Thing, but The Thing was more of a prequel to the original.
It's not a remake.
So not exactly a remake.
Yeah, I'm like trying to think if there's any other ones that I know are remakes that were.
Or what do you think of all the like live action of like Disney movies and stuff?
I mean, I'm not like a Disney person to begin with, but I did watch all these movies when I was younger, and I did show them to like my daughter, and like I'll watch them to that extent. Excuse me. So I don't really know how to feel about it. Like I do watch them. I like the Mulan one. I know a lot of people didn't like it,
but I got a lot of hate.
I thought it was fine. It's like, because what I don't like to see is something that's exactly the same as the previous movie, just in live version. I'm like, well, if I wanted to watch that, I would have just watched the animation that is way more nostalgic than watching the exact same thing with like the exact same lines. Like The Lion King. Yeah. Live action was just like
the CGI action.
Yeah, like I'm just like, this was
you might as well have watched. Yeah, I understand that with the Lion King, and I see with the Mulan how I really did like the live version of it, but I think a lot of the hate was because Mushu wasn't in it.
Yeah, and he was a big character.
Yes, a huge personality.
So I think that they just missed that. But I mean,
other than that, it was a good movie.
Like standalone, it would have been a good movie. And that's like, I guess that's the way that I watched it. I wasn't watching it expecting it to be exactly like the previous
I like the
movie.
Beauty and the Beast one, the live action. That one was good.
I don't remember watching that one.
That one was pretty good. I didn't really like the cartoon back when I was a kid.
Really?
The live action's really good.
You didn't like Gaston?
Yeah. Like I liked all the songs and everything, but I never really got into the movie the way a lot of people were like, oh, that was my favorite.
I liked it, but I couldn't say it was my favorite. Mulan was my favorite.
Yeah, I loved Mulan.
Yeah, I like culturally appropriated hardcore. My mom would buy me these like Asian outfits, like the traditional, like, the button up. And I would wear them, and I would pretend to be Mulan. She'd do the 2 like buns.
I love that.
I used to be obsessed with it. And I looked pretty Asian when I was young. I mean, I guess I still kind of do, but so like everybody would just be like, "Oh my god, she's so cute." Everyone thought I was Asian, so I guess it was okay that I was appropriating.
Yeah, kind of had an Asian look to me too when I was a kid.
Yeah, when I moved, I actually lived in Dallas for a little while when I was in 3rd grade because my aunt has always lived here. So my mom came up and we lived with her for a little bit. And my best friend in 3rd grade, she was actually Chinese. And like she spoke the language and everything. So we became best friends, met each other. She went home and told her parents she was so excited because she said there was another Chinese little girl in her class.
Oh, so how heartbreaking for her.
I know. I was like, oh, really? Who?
What's her name?
She's like, you bitch. I'm like, oh. Yeah, so her parents, like when my mom met them, they were like telling her the story and stuff. And she's like, no, we get mistaken a lot, you know.
We get mistaken.
But we're
so
not.
funny. That's funny.
See, even Asians can't tell the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, so is it really racist?
rice is rice. Basically, you know? They both like rice.
Arroz. How do you say rice in French?
There's not a word for it. Croissant. Being an adult is crazy.
Damn, how crazy is it?
So crazy. No, but seriously, have you ever thought about how crazy it is that like we grow up and it's like, all right, go live your own life now. And then you could literally go to the store, buy a whole cake if you wanted to and sit there and eat it. But a lot of us like choose not to do that, or like how much power we really have.
I can literally like just like go buy a gun right now and like shoot a school up if I wanted to, but I won't.
That is
it's
crazy.
good that you don't.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's crazy that I have that power, you know? It's a lot of that's a lot of stress. Like I could do that.
Well, I think the stressful thing is like not even that you could do it, but other people
could
can do it. That's the scary thing.
But you can't get your tubes tied.
Yeah, so
That's
I can go
crazy.
shoot a school. I mean, of course there's consequences to be had, but I can still do it.
You can't go shoot a school up. You can go buy a gun.
I can go shoot a school up.
I mean, technically you could go run someone over too.
Yeah.
Like all
I could do that. I could do all that if I wanted to.
But we choose not to.
Well, you don't have to be an adult. The kids do it all the time. You could see it.
Oh my God.
That is true. Very true. Never mind. That doesn't feel like adult things. Lame. Not gonna do it.
Not gonna do it.
Come on, you're too old for those.
I'm
those
too
type of
old for those. I'm
activities.
too old
Come
for
on
those
now.
activities. Yeah. Too old to be doing shit like that. Childish shit. That's childish shit.
It is crazy though. I look at like professionals totally different now that I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
look
Oh,
at
isn't
teachers.
it? Yeah, teachers thinking about the fact that when we were kids, like they were our age, like they were us.
Could you
And I
imagine
thought
me
they were
teaching a
like,
class?
dude.
I don't think you want my kid, or I don't think you want me teaching your kids. I mean, of course I could pull it together, but it's like but knowing how I am, like on a regular basis, I'm just like, damn.
It's a crazy thought.
I used to think that like you grew up and you were just like, bam, you're mature and
You're
like
mature.
wise, and
you know how to do the things.
I think it's changed though, because like, for example, my mom, like, I don't know if it's just her, but like I know a lot of my aunts and uncles too. They're like, they do have that kind of like I guess that vibe about them where they are seemingly more mature all the time, even in private. You know, they don't really play around. Like they do play around and joke, but it's like only to a certain extent. Like they definitely don't be doing ridiculous shit that I be doing. And I think that maybe back then there was just a lot more pressure to behave that way from society. And nowadays it's more like be yourself, you know, like you can still be professional and then go home and like be silly. Like it's fine. So I think it's changed a little bit.
Breaking those generational curses, huh?
Yeah, no, fuck that. I think I'm going to be like this for the rest of my life, you know?
Grandma, calm down.
Damn, grandma, you crazy. I'm definitely going to be crazy grandma. But it is crazy growing up. Like, especially because, like, I'm sure you felt this way too. Like, people that you thought were old, well, they were of age, but thinking about like 18-year-olds when you were a child, you're just like, oh, wow, they have their life all together.
I can't wait to grow up like them.
And like, I had like a lot, like some family members or, you know, friends of the family that got pregnant when they were 18 and everyone was like talking shit about it and stuff. But I'm like, but they're an adult.
Yeah.
I don't
Make
understand.
those decisions.
And then I turn 18 and I'm just like, well,
I'm just a little baby.
I have no money.
I have no money.
Yeah, it's weird, you know? Like, and now I'm like trusted to take care of a whole ass another human being.
Dude, I know.
I almost pissed myself the other day. Like, but I have to take care of this kid. I have to potty train this kid. I'm not even potty trained.
I think the worst thing about being an adult is you have to figure out like your own meals.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why?
I still can't.
I have to go get my groceries. I gotta like do something with it now. No. Can someone cook for me, please?
Yeah, and it's like we feel this way, but then when we talk to younger people and like they're like, "Oh, how do you do this and stuff?" Or like you say, "Oh, I got to go to run to the store and stuff." They're like, "Wow, you're so grown up." And then I'm
I
like,
feel proud of myself.
I am, aren't I? I only
Thanks.
peed myself once this week.
Dude, whenever I first moved out here to Dallas, I went to the store and I've been really big on like, I always make a grocery list just to make sure I get everything. Because if I don't, then I'm going to forget why I went to the store. And I remember one time I went with my list. I had it on there. I was like scratching things off. And this guy that was like a teenager, he went, wow. He's like, you have a list and everything. He's like, you're prepared.
It's like, Mommy, I want to be like her.
Dude, I was like, yeah. And he's like, you just put everything you need on there and you get it? Like, I don't know if he was being sarcastic or if he was being impressed, but he seemed genuinely like impressed with it. Like, you took the time. It's like, I did. Thanks.
Like, I just had a panic attack in the parking lot, but
guess what? I got coupons
but I still
too.
have the list.
That's why I have the list.
Yeah. I made the list in the parking lot after I had a panic attack.
Oh yeah, I was in the parking lot for like an hour.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, I know a lot of people when they're young, they can't wait to grow up. I was always like pretty keen to the
stresses of
being an adult. Like I didn't obviously know exactly what it was like, but I saw like the way that my mom stressed out. I saw that there was a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it.
Oh yeah, my mom used to call me Peter Pan when I was little.
And you're like,
because I never wanted to grow up.
No,
I don't want the responsibilities.
Yeah, I didn't want to learn how to drive. Like, I mean, I did it, but
how old were you when you got your license?
I think I was 18. I was 17, 18.
I was
17.
21, dude.
21?
I was 21 when I got my license.
Yeah, I learned how to drive because, I was fucking pregnant. So they're like, take your ass to the doctor.
The doctors.
I'm not going to be taking you to your OB appointment. You need to learn how to drive.
Yeah, I didn't learn how to drive till I was 18.
Yeah, so I was pretty old. Like all my friends like drove and stuff.
Yeah,
I wasn't
really
interested.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I didn't want to be driving myself to school and
Yeah.
stuff. Like I knew I had it good. And then you grow up and you're like, oh, I don't want to drive. It's too far. I knew that was going to happen. So I was trying to stretch it out as long as I could.
Even now, though, like I prefer not to drive. If I go anywhere like with you.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I'm like,
I know because I drive your ass everywhere.
I'll be right here.
Yeah, you're lucky I have control issues. I don't think.
Or allergies.
And allergies, yeah, because I won't get in your
dogs.
car. I think I've only driven with you once.
And it was for my wedding.
Yeah, but I drove.
Yeah. Oh,
But
you mean,
yeah. I think I've only been driven by you one time.
Yeah.
And I think it's when we first started hanging out.
Yep.
It's when you had your other car.
Yep.
And I think that was the only time. Ever.
And I was stressed driving the entire way. I did not want to drive, but I was like, oh, I guess we take turns.
Yeah, this is like my passenger princess for life. She's just like, okay. Like it's not.
So do you? You're like, I'll drive.
you don't even ask.
Not anymore.
It's like not even a thought. It's just like we're going out and you're just like do.
And then like I leave my keys here.
Yeah. You're like, you got it.
Same.
No, I make you drive me sometimes.
But I don't like to.
Yeah,
you don't like to
He
drive?
doesn't like to drive. So yeah, a lot of like older people get tripped out. I have this guy at work. I don't know how it came up. But I had told him I was like traveling and stuff and like because I took PTO off and he's like, "Oh, well at least you get to kick back, you're going with your husband." And I was like, "Yeah, at least you get to kick back while he drives." And I'm like,
what?
the fuck? What? Like what in the 19th century did you just fucking say to me? And I was like, I looked at him, I was like, I drive.
Yeah.
He's like, you're controlling, aren't you? And I was like, no, like we take turns.
Yeah.
He's like, why you let him drive? Like, why do you do that? I was like, because I can drive. That's why.
Yeah.
And because I don't mind driving. He doesn't like driving. Why am I going to make him drive if I like driving?
Yeah,
and he
so why
doesn't.
not? Yeah.
Like, make it make sense. If I'm tired, of course, like I'm not going to
Yeah, hey.
drive. I'm like, hey, you need to drive.
Mhm.
And he'll do it. And we do
Mhm.
take turns, but I'm just like, I never got that,
Well, dude, even moving out here from El Paso, we drove out here and Nick drove most of the way. And at one point he was like, all right, like I'm gonna need a break. Like I need you to drive. And I was like, yeah, okay. tell me why. 10 minutes into me driving, we hit a sandstorm.
Oh my God.
That is also a thunderstorm. So it's like a haboob rolling in. And then it starts hailing and
cried.
raining. Oh yeah. I was like, I can't do this. And luckily, like there was an exit right here. I was like, I'm exiting. Like I'm not doing this. So we exit off, go under a gas station because we're one of the first people to get there. Thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
And so the haboob passes by and then it just starts hailing on us. And so the back of my car is getting pelted with hail. And then it clears out like 20 minutes later.
God wanted you to be a housewife.
Dude, I know. I was like, so do you want to drive? He was like, I'll drive. I was like, because obviously I'm not allowed.
You're just a little baby.
Just a little baby.
Yeah, I remember one of the first times that I went to visit my mom in the Houston area. Well, she lives closer to Galveston, so she lives close to the ocean. Mm-hmm. So the rain that they get out there, that rain just hit different. It's like
intense?
Mutant rain. It's like mutant raindrops.
They're huge?
They're big. And so it's just like, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's like that kind of rain. Like, you know how in Forrest Gump, he's like, rain that came down sideways and even seemed to come up from above your feet. Like, this is fucking crazy ass rain. So it was me. I was driving alone because he didn't, Marcos didn't come with us. And I had Aaliyah asleep in the back. Yeah. So out of nowhere, it was a bright, sunshiny day. Out of nowhere, it just starts fucking pouring. Like, and just like before you know it, like the roads from the bottom, I'm on a freeway, it's just filling up. There's like people that pulled over, but it's like you couldn't see shit. So I couldn't even like pull over, and I was scared that somebody was gonna hit me and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like every now and then I would hydroplane because it was like all flooding. I was fucking crying. Like, and then all of a sudden, just like the clouds separate, sun comes down, and I'm just there like, oh my God. I thought I was gonna fucking die, dude. I'm alive. I thought I was gonna die. Like, I was like straight up having a panic attack, and like I was hyperventilating. Aaliyah's asleep in the back, and I just, damn, that shit sucked. But yeah, being an adult is crazy. Gosh. They give us too much responsibility.
Without enough instruction.
Yeah, like, I mean, yeah, I can
go do
figure
your taxes,
it out, but I don't want to.
Yeah,
I just want to be a silly goose, you know? Like, so every time I go to my mom's, I think that's where, I mean, I'm crazy all the time, but I'm also very responsible, contrary to popular belief. But when I go to my mom's, I'm always like, it's like I'm a kid again. Yeah. Because my mom, she's very put together too. That's where I get it from. I know she got me. That's grandma too. Yeah. So I'm like, here, take my kid, yeet. No longer my kid. I don't know who she is. Your kid. That's your problem. That's a grandma problem to me now. So like, I'm like a kid again. I'm like super immature. I don't worry about anything. I sleep there. Could you imagine that? I'd like hardly ever sleep, and I sleep there. David, my stepdad, he must get so tripped out because he thinks that I'm just like this sleepy ass bitch who's late to everything. Because when I went out to go help take care of Leilani when my mom was out of town, we were going to her games and stuff, and like he would drive me because at that point he was out of work, and I would be on meetings and stuff because I was still working, and I would just like take my time going, and he'd just be there waiting downstairs, like we need to go, you know?
Like, come on, we gotta be on time.
And then I go downstairs. I'm still putting my shoes on. He's like, are you ever late to anything? Well, are you ever late to anything? And I was like, no. He's like, I find that very hard to believe, you know? And dang. So every time our mom talks to me and she tells him, oh yeah, Mandy hasn't been sleeping and stuff, like when I'm back home, he's like, yeah, fucking right. All she does is sleep here. Like he can't.
There's no way.
He can't picture me like being, I guess, like an actual responsible adult. And I'm like, me neither. I'm with you.
It's my alter ego.
Yeah, I don't know how I do it.
Who is she?
It's like, I think what turns the switch on sometimes is like when my kid walks by and I'm like, oh.
He's suddenly like,
taxes. Did we pay all the bills?
Yeah, our 401k looks great.
Yeah, stocks are up. And then she goes back to her room. I'm like, oh my God. fart. Like, thank God. Thank you guys so much for listening.
And remember to please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at InsanityFair_. Psychos, we'll see y'all next time.